Further debate, I recognize the member for Toronto Centre.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I'm proud to rise in this chamber on behalf of the official opposition to extend congratulations on the 50th anniversary of the Ontario Ombudsman's Office and to thank them for the invaluable public service that they provide to the people of Ontario. It's hard to imagine what Ontarians did more than 50 years ago when they were treated unfairly by the government or a particular government practice that required looking into. Ontarians tried every avenue to break and point to a break in the system, oftentimes turning up empty-handed. Until the office of the Ombudsman was created 50 years ago, that simple office of last resort, Ontarians had to live and suffer with the injustice. We are so lucky, Speaker, that we now have an ombuds institution in this legislature. Ontario's first ombudsman, first of 7 ombudsmen, was Arthur Maloney, who was sworn in on October 30th, 1975. He was followed by subsequent ombudsmen, each one passing the torch to the very next, who are Donald Moran, Daniel Hill, Roberta Jameson, Claire Willis, Andre Moran, and Paul Dubé, our very current and present ombudsman today. Today, Ombudsman of Ontario, including the French Language Commissioner, Carl Bouchard, has oversight of over 1,000 provincial and broader public service organizations. This oversight includes handling complaints and investigating administrative fairness issues related to these bodies. Having a public accountability office to openly investigate and to criticize the government is invaluable to the preservation of good governance, protecting individual rights and reinforcing public trust in our democratic institutions, something that we need now more than ever before. In our current political environment, we need the Ombudsman's Office to reinforce that trust. The Canadian Council of Parliamentarian Ombudsmen, a collective of ombudsmen from across the country, released a document that highlighted the 7 effective principles of being an ombudsman. All those 7 principles are important. Ontario Ombudsman Paul Dubé pulled out one as the most critical, the security of tenure. Security of tenure is not just for tenants who had to scream their heads off this weekend to save their month-to-month leases, but also for ombudsmen as well. And an ombudsman, as Mr. Dubé has said, should be safe knowing that they can do their job without fear or favor, as it is important for them to not have to look over their shoulder or worried about being removed from office as they put out a report that may counter the narrative of a government or contain some inconvenient truths. What politicians have told me over the years is that we love you when we're in opposition, but you're a pain in the butt when we're in government, as it should be, Speaker. The fact that Ontario's ombudsman, who raised security of tenure, being the most critical, is worrying to me. This government needs to be able to listen to the ombudsman and to really take into his words into their heart. In recent years, the Ombudsman has been kept very busy by holding the government accountable, and we know this very well in the official opposition, as we have frequently pointed out the possible areas of investigation, including the Ministry of Labour's uneven and unfair preferential handout of the social development funds to PC donors and lobbyists, to more qualified applicants. This is what is a break in the system. The work that the Ombudsman does literally saves lives. I want to commend them on their work on behalf of children in particular. They have shed a light on the practice of Ontario's child welfare agencies. Housing children in hotels, motels, and even offices is not helpful. Actually, we've seen significant harm, including for those impacting newborns, for those who have diabolic diseases. All of these have shone a light on the injustice and the broken system. Even with the Ombudsman's report, landmark report, I would say now, regarding Landlord Tenant Board, administrative justice delayed, fairness denied, it has been critical to my own work as the shadow Attorney General, exposing the failures in the LTB, recognizing that both landlords and tenants are stuck in the queue when a justice system doesn't work. The Toronto Star highlighted injustices that we've seen in Maplehurst and the correctional facilities, and because of that, the Ombudsman, at his own discretion, picked up and started to take a look at what was happening in corrections, recognizing that he had seen a 55% increase in complaints. He then called for meaningful and systemic reform to recognize the basic rights of inmates as a moral imperative. All of this extends, as I reach my conclusion, Speaker, is that although these truths are inconvenient, this House must recognize how important the independent accountability offices are, and it is with that and deep gratitude on behalf of the official opposition, I say